Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. I am your beloved host. My name is Meron Asnaga and thank you so much for joining me on another episode. All right, family. So today we are going to be reacting to the Whole Truth Dating Experiment from the Family YouTube channel. The Family is that's the name of the YouTube channel. They are a couple based in Atlanta, Ezekiel and Kiana Azanwu's, and I have been watching the different episodes that have been coming out, and I will be reacting to the latest one that's I think season 2 episode 7, and these couple are Gary and Kaylin. Yeah. And so I am so excited to react to this because my friends think I am a walking, talking commentary. And so I can't wait to get into this. And so right now we're ready for this and let's talk about it. Given the fact that, Valentine's Day is coming up and everybody's talking about, dating and love in the air and all of that. What perfect way for me to sit down and give you guys a reaction to this. And so let's get into it.
My name is Gary. I'm 29 years old and I'm a safety director for OSHA.
My name is Kaylin Godfrey. I am 24 years old and I work at Microsoft as a project manager.
So, Kaylin, what do you do for a living?
I work at Microsoft. I'm a project manager. I've been doing that since last November, so still kind of new at it, but I'm liking it. How about you?
She is beautiful, okay? She is one just beautiful. My gosh, just one beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Look at her, just the glory. She came with all black. Her nails did. You know what I'm saying? Her hair is like laid up in here, okay? She's beautiful. Okay.
Let's
get
I like her outfit. I like the hair. I like the earrings. Looks pretty fly.
Yep,
I'm actually a safety manager for OSHA right now. Just started about a month ago. Okay. It's a pretty interesting career.
Cool. Yeah. How'd you get into that?
Used to truck drive for about 6 years, so I kind of wanted to take the safety industry up to the next level, to ensure that people are safe at the workplace and get home to their loved ones.
Okay, that's really cool.
So is it me or that answer is so structured? You know what I'm saying? I know it's like interview type of style, but he gave her a workplace interview answer. All right.
Awesome.
So where are you originally from?
So I was born in Dallas. My family's
Texas,
all from
baby.
Louisiana, so we moved back there when I was little. Grew up there. Came back to Texas when I was 12, and I've been here ever since. So 12 years now. I still claim Louisiana wholeheartedly.
Right,
What about you?
Okay, I'm originally from Kansas City, Kansas, born and raised. Traveled a lot once my mom remarried to my stepfather.
Okay.
So kind of moved around as a military brat. But before I came to Dallas, I was in Hawaii for 2.5 years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, loved it there. Didn't
Yeah.
want to leave, but came that time.
Other plans, yeah.
Yes, I've been here for about 8 years now.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what brought you to Texas?
Well, I pretty much like the environment here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Was close to Houston at one point, but I figured, let's explore Dallas and see how I like it there. So I've been here ever since.
Okay, cool.
So I have these questions for you.
So,
Of course,
I have
the light
this
side are the easy questions, and
I know the setting is very awkward, right? Because, I'm assuming this is their first time meeting, and then their first time meeting is on camera. And so I'm sure it's awkward, but he does look a little nervous. So yeah, let's get into it.
the opposite side are the harder question for you.
Okay.
So my first card that I have for you with the question is, do you work out and eat healthy? Why or why not?
So I am definitely on a fitness and health journey.
Nice.
That for me has been a little bit of a process with battling perfectionism and wanting to be healthy for the wrong reasons. And so I'd say yes, but I'm definitely more so focused on finding balance. And so that looks like some weeks I'm working out every day, and some weeks it's maybe 2 or 3 days, and some weeks there's none. And then eating healthy, kind of. We're
I'll
on
tell
the
you,
way.
girl, because I love food. You
How
know what I'm
about you?
saying?
Yes, I'm on a fitness journey as well. I'm actually trying to gain weight,
Okay.
and I
Trying to
actually
be
have a
swole
goal
out
to
here.
where I want to be physical wise. And most importantly, especially as African Americans, it's actually absolutely essential to keep up with our health.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Once again, the answers are so interview feel, like very like structured, like let me give her the right answers to what I think she needs to hear. But I might be wrong, so we'll see.
Okay, so my question is, would you be willing to put your mom in her place if your fiance felt she was being disrespectful to her? Explain how you would do it.
I'm assuming, but I'm guessing the question is implying that, like, if ever that your parents feel like they needed to disrespect your fiance, your soon-to-be wife, will you step up and defend, on behalf of your soon-to-be wife or your soon-to-be husband, to your parents? I'm assuming that's the intention of the question. But putting people to their place, that has a negative connotation. So I don't know, but we'll see how he's gonna answer.
It's a good question. I always have respect for my mother,
See?
and I would address the situation in a respectful manner. Not that I will put my mom in place, but I will let her know in some areas she may be wrong, and as well as my fiance, I would address to her some things that she may be wrong for, and kind of have everyone apologize to rectify the situation.
Peace, mediate.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Not a tit for tat type of thing.
Gotcha.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
So he seems really nice. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He has a couple of viewpoints that I feel like might have some more nuance, and he's got some very straightforward answers, so that's interesting.
Right.
Well, it's my mom or my dad?
Your mom.
It is her turn to answer.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would definitely be assessing what the real issue is and kind of working out, like, is the problem what we're arguing about, or is there a deeper problem here?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in the same boat where I don't feel the need to fully pick sides, but more so champion like a healthy conversation and working towards getting to a place where we can respect each other, talk to each other in a proper way.
Okay.
Yeah, and disagreements are okay with me.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of the things, like one of my prayers is for me to have a healthy and loving relationship with my in-laws, right? I want to love his family like I love my family, and vice versa. And I think that would be one of my deal breakers. Like, if you don't love your family, I don't think I can like date you. If the person that I'm dating and I'm like seeing a future with have no relationship with his family, doesn't show love for his siblings or his mom or dad, whatever the case may be, I think I would have a hard time going the long distance with this person. So I think it's so important for me, for my husband, to love his family, to respect them and honor them, at the same time do that for mine as well. So yeah, my prayers for all of us, a healthy and loving relationship with your in-laws, because I mean, you marry into the family, they become yours, and so I think it's important to have that.
Okay, sounds good. What's your biggest challenge as an introvert or extrovert?
What if I'm an ambivert? Okay, so I'm an ambivert, but I lean more towards introversion. I think my biggest challenge is responding to a lot of different people.
She's giving some upfront answers right now. Transparency is always essential though, and she seems confident with conversation.
I tend to want my space, and I'm pretty good at monitoring my space, and then a lot of times I end up not responding to calls or text messages, and people get upset, and so I really have to stay on top of getting back to people and allowing some people to enter into my bubble of.
One thing about space, we got to be careful not to isolate ourselves. Yeah, because those space becomes walls, and it's hard for people to get to know you. And we use that. I think a lot of us, I mean, I understand, I can relate to her, because I love my space. I love people. I'm an ambivert as well, but I lean towards extrovertedness, but when I recharge by myself, and I love having my own space and just having time by myself. But that can be also an escape or an excuse we use to push people out and have walls and not allow them to, to really get to know us. And so there needs to be a balance. But I mean, hey, that's her personality, I think. But I would also correct myself. Just because it's our personality does not give us an excuse to push people out and isolate. But hey, at the same time, that's her, answer.
Introversion. How about you?
Yeah, I can understand that. My biggest problem is because I have a kind of like a large friend base,
Okay.
so it's like
He is
like you
kind of
said,
extroverted.
trying to get back to everyone in a timely manner instead of just leaving everyone hanging, so to speak. And at times I may want my space, to be productive or clear my mind or anything like that, but it's not like I'm antisocial or just blowing everybody off for those that want to hang out or check in with me or anything. So it's kind of have to balance everything in between,
I understand that.
Okay.
Okay, so our next question is, would you be okay with your wife getting surgical enhancements?
Good question.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because
you were like,
God
nah,
has made
girl.
all of us in His image, and me personally, it has to do something with some sort of insecurity issue. Because women, they come up from different childhood, or they've been picked up because they had a big nose, or whatever the case may be. So they must figure I've been insecure my whole life growing up because of this particular part of my body. So I guess they figure they need to take some other measurements by getting some kind of physical enhancement to feel good about themselves. But yet they put God on the back burner because what matters the most is what He thinks about you.
Alrighty, so I don't know. I think he is absolutely not. I'm not. I think all of us have to be careful what the motives and the intentions behind the why we do the things we do. But he was just absolutely not. She's not gonna get anything done. And I think he forgot that it's her body at the end of the day, and what her convictions are. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one for sure. Let's hear her response.
So he's got a pretty hardcore stance on plastic surgery, which I'm not an advocate for or against, but
same.
It does kind of shock me that he's so against without really considering some of the other perspectives. So we have these signs. One says grow and stay, and one says not today. Based off of this conversation, we're going to pick a sign, and I'm going to count to 3, and we'll hold it up. Sound good? Okay.
All right. We're going to call this. So, what y'all think she's going to say? I will tell you what I think they should do. I want to call it first, right? So this is what I think she's going to say. I want them to grow and stay because there's more room. They're a beautiful couple. They're not a couple. They're beautiful. They're not together anyways. So they are beautiful individuals. And I think they'll, if they are given more opportunities, and I think if he's given different circumstances or maybe environments, I think he might loosen up a little bit and allow her to get to know him. So I think he should, and they both should grow and stay. But what I think she would say is not today, and then he probably would say grow and stay. Obviously, he liked everything about her. But for her, I think she had a lot of comments on their personal shots, right? That she had a lot of questions or doubts about his responses, like I did while we were all were watching it. And so it might be not today for her, but we'll see. I'm hoping they would grow and stay, but let's get into it.
1, 2, 3.
What?
I chose grow and stay because
be reading minds, you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. I'd be reading minds, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I really think there were some things he mentioned even in the video, right? He mentioned how she was open and transparent. She was trying to open up to him, but at the same time his answers were such a cookie cutter answers. It makes you question if he's genuinely answering them from, you know what I'm saying? It just seems like his answers were very structured and very there were no room where she felt like he was opening up or that was his real self. And she had doubts about some of the answers that he had as well. So I kind of like, that was what I gauged, and I figured.
She seems upfront and transparent about the answers that she gave me.
Yep.
And I really couldn't understand why she would pick not today, but that's always okay. I take rejection well.
Yeah. That's kind of sweet, but at the same time sad. Like he said, like he takes rejection well. But one of the things I really want to point out is the very last statement that he did, that he took rejection well. What I had this conversation with my best friend, and she was pointing out this, her pastor gave her this perspective, and I thought it was an amazing perspective, especially when we are dating and trying to talk to different people and kind of gauge what's going on, right? Try to make this selection. This is, the dating process is like we are collecting data about this individual, right? And so there's not, if somebody were to, you know, if you've gone all this dating situation and like somebody proposes and like, you know, you've been exclusive, whatever, and proposes and you say no, I would think that's a rejection, versus in this very preliminary stage of dating. And I assume from this video that they just met and did however long, if it was an hour or 2 hour shooting that came about to an 8-minute video that we are watching, I would assume they just met. And so from that, there are some kind of criteria that she has like gone, you know, over in her head, where she felt like, okay, there are things that I'm looking at and I don't think he fits in that. And so I don't believe she rejected him. I don't think she selected him. And so I think that's what it is. So we got to be careful. Like, we have to be very careful what we think people are doing and saying and interpreting it to a much deeper, like, you know, giving it a much deeper meaning than it shouldn't have had. And so I think we definitely have to be careful. It's like, she just didn't select him. I don't think she rejected him. But if this was a marriage proposal and they've been dating and they've, you know, gone out and they've been in each other's lives and she said no, that is like, that is a rejection. But this is not she just didn't select him. And so I think, yeah, we have to be careful about that. And like you said, you know, she was opening up. And one thing maybe he kind of failed to see is that he was not as transparent as he thought he was. So let's, you know, finish it out.
I thought Gary was sweet. He seemed like a cool guy.
Yeah,
I definitely see more potential for having him as a friend and having some more honest conversation.
Yeah, she want to get to know him.
I have, you know, 4 things that I really look for to see if someone can.
What I say? Look what I just said. She said she had 4 things she's looking at. What are the 4? Let's talk about it.
Meet me spiritually, intellectually, physically, and emotionally. And I just kind of was gauging, like, I don't know if this is going to be right for me, but I do see him being a cool guy.
There are 4 things that she was looking at, right? Spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and physical. And so out of at least 2 of the things that she can find out, at least right away, is the spiritual. One being the spiritual, meaning like at least he's a believer and loves God. But you can't tell that until like you kind of like have community with that person, right? People can say, you know, they believe in God, they go to church and all of that, but you find out how they live their life and that might be a different story. The second thing would be physical, right? Like right away, she can tell when she walks in, like, he's cute, but am I attracted to him, right? Like he might be like a good physique, but is that her type? We don't know. The intellectual and the emotional thing takes time. You have to spend time with the person. And so in the hour or 2 hour they've been there filming or taping this thing, and then it has been edited for 8 minutes, we don't know what she saw in him that made her say, okay, not today, we can be friends, but I don't see this being something that I want to pursue romantically. So that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. Don't forget to comment down below. The phrase for this video is my Valentine. That would let me know you've watched this video thus far. And I can't wait to do more. And if you have a specific one that you want me to watch and react to, I can't wait to do that as well. And so thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.